Hello, my name is Jeremy, and you may recognize me. I've been featured on Holden's channel, and I'm here to share my thoughts on weapons. not just generally share my thoughts on weapons. I'm talking about Zach Cregger's follow-up to his film Barbarian.
This is a true story that happened in my town.
This is one that I've been counting down the days until it was released, and I was able to go to the first public screening at 217 IMAX, and I had a lot of fun watching this movie, and I'm excited to be able to share my thoughts with you. Before we get started, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. That way, if you haven't seen it and you're just trying to decide whether or not you should, you can check this out, make your choice, and then hopefully come back and talk about it after you have. So yeah, Weapons is Zach Cregger's second movie that he wrote and directed. You may be familiar with his work from The Whitest Kids You Know, which apparently was some sketch series that was on back in the day. I never saw it, but I love to see filmmakers that come from the world of comedy and then just absolutely dominate in the world of horror. You know, my mind immediately goes to somebody like Jordan Peele. And I think there's something about comedians where they're able to make astute observations about society and really dig into the nuances of human behavior. I think Barbarian had something really interesting to say that was culturally relevant, and I think Weapons does as well. I'm not going to get into the thematic stuff or what I think he was trying to say in a spoiler-free review, because we'd have to delve into territory where we might be getting spoilery, but I think this movie has a lot on its mind. I remember seeing the trailers for Barbarian. The trailer led me to believe that the movie that I was going to see was about one thing, but once you see it, there's a second act swerve that just takes you into some insane and incredibly different and inventive directions. Weapons is sort of like that, though I will say I don't think the trailer tried to mislead us. It's just very vague and ambiguous as to what it's about. But I think when a movie has an ambiguous trailer, it allows audiences to start filling in the blanks, right? And while I saw it at 217 with the most enthusiastic group of horror fans, and everybody seemed to be living it up like I was during the movie, when I got out I heard a couple talking, and the guy said to his lady, he said, that's not at all what I was expecting it to be. And he said it like there was a tinge of disappointment in his voice. And that happens from time to time. I really do believe that expectations are the thief of joy. Or is it comparison? Either way, expectations will mess up your viewing experience because you build up this movie in your head, and then if it's not the movie that you want it to be, you can sometimes feel let down. And I think that's very human, that's relatable, but personally, I like to be surprised by movies. You know, if I wanted formulaic, I'd just go see every new Blumhouse movie. No shade, because there are some good ones among them, but you know, horror can be kind of formulaic. And so if you're willing to give me something that is unexpected and unique and distinct, I'm all in for it. The general story of Weapons is a small town where an entire classroom full of elementary school students mysteriously vanishes in the night. Their teacher, Justine, is played by Julia Garner, who you may recognize from Ozark, or more recently, she was the Herald in MCU's Fantastic Four movie. And because she had a connection with all of those students, there's a lot of suspicion cast towards her. There was also one child that was left behind who, mysteriously shows up in the classroom, and she has this bond with him because they're the only ones left. Josh Brolin, who you may recognize from Goonies, or he played Cable in Deadpool 2. He was also in No Country for Old Men. He's fantastic, and he plays a grieving father in this movie, trying to get to the bottom of this. If he can't find his kid, at least maybe he can find some answers and ultimately get some closure. Well, these two characters' worlds collide in the midst of this very strange occurrence that happens. Cregger is a master of creating suspenseful and tense scenes and an atmosphere that just kind of seethes with dread. But what's interesting about him is he's not afraid to pull the rug out from under you in unexpected ways and reveal things that are comically dark and just weird, not what you would expect. So whatever your expectations are, throw them out the window, because I have a feeling this ain't the movie that you think it is, and I think it's all for the better because of that. It's got elements of Pulp Fiction in it because we get different POV character chapters and their stories intersect. That narrative device and kind of messing with the chronology a little bit adds an interesting wrinkle to it. But then plot-wise, it has some similarities to Osgood Perkins' Longlegs, which I really liked Longlegs, but I think because it had a pretty ambiguous trailer and ended up playing out the way that it did, some of the people that saw it thought it was way overhyped and not good, and I suspect there's gonna be a little bit of that division with this film. And I'm all for, I'll take weird over safe every time. So like, I love Osgood Perkins stuff, and Zach Cregger's only got 2 movies under his belt right now, but I've really enjoyed both of them. I can't wait to see what the dude does next, because he just has this unique and distinct voice within this genre that can sometimes feel a little samey, and it keeps things interesting and it keeps things fun. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna give Weapons a 4 out of 5. I highly recommend this movie to horror fans. I suspect it's gonna be one of the few that goes down as being one of the great horror films of 2025. Did you see it? Do you plan on seeing it? What are your thoughts? Let's discuss down in the comments section. I want to take a second to say thank you very much. If you're checking out these reviews, it really means a lot. If you want to see what I have going on, head over and check out Jeremy Branch. Also, make sure you're subscribed to Holden and Jen Hardman right here on YouTube. They've got tons of great content coming out every single week. I really do appreciate you being here. And now back to your regularly scheduled Holden and Jen Hardman content.